Hair Lounge community. My name is Angelina. I'm a licensed stylist, and this is the Hair Lounge. Thanks for stopping by today because today is a good one. We are going to be talking about how to talk to your stylist about that haircut you desire so you can avoid getting the really bad haircuts. If you enjoy learning about hair, click the subscribe button and the bell to get notified for all my new videos. All right, so I'm gonna give you a few scenarios. You're super excited to get a haircut. You wanna do something different. You're not 100% sure what you wanna do, so you go into your stylist and you say, hey, I want something new. Do whatever you want. She sits you in her chair, puts a cape around you, does her thing, turns you around, you look in the mirror. It's not really what you had in mind. You don't really love it. You go home, you grow your hair back out, and it's all over to square one, where you still aren't loving your hair. I'm gonna tell you a few things as a hairstylist that helps us guide our clients to get the hairstyles and the cuts that they're gonna love at home. So I would say tip number one, you're wanting to do something different with your hair. Hairstylists, don't kill me, but look on Pinterest. I'm not saying look at every haircut on there, narrow it down to something that you're kind of liking. Say you want more layers. Type in short hair with layers or long hair with layers. Have somewhat of a guideline of what you're wanting to achieve. So if you have straight hair and you want more body, search for those layers. Another thing is when you bring that picture or say you have it on your phone and you show your hairstylist, say, this is exactly what I like about this haircut, and these are the things that I don't like about this haircut. That way, it gives your stylist somewhat of an idea of what you're looking for. Tip number two, make sure when you're looking, say even Google or on Pinterest, find hair, not haircuts, but find hair that looks similar to your actual hair type. Meaning if you know you have fine hair, type in fine hair when you're searching. If you have, say, like curly hair, type in for curly hair. Say you have bangs and you want a different hairstyle, but you like your bangs, search for bangs. You don't want to find something that looks nothing like your hair type. I'm not talking color. You can find brown hair that is short and your hair is short, but it's blonde. You want to make sure that it's similar to your hair type. Okay, so now number three, you need to make sure that whatever hairstyle you're looking at, you're okay with achieving it. I'm gonna give you an example. I have tons of clients, hi to my clients if you're watching this, that don't like to style their hair, which that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Say they are get up, wash it, and just let it air dry on its own. If you look at that Pinterest hairstyle and it is super curled, fluffy, you can tell there's back combing in it, that's not the hairstyle for you because you're not going to get up in the morning and curl your hair, blow dry your hair, put a whole bunch of product in it. That cut's not for you. So when you're searching, make sure you are finding the styles that you are okay with spending time doing. That's a hard one to remember because we get kind of in the Pinterest world and you start liking everything in there without thinking of what you are willing to do to your own hair. So tip number four, don't have super high expectations in the sense of this is exactly what I want, hairstylist, make me look just like her. Because let's be honest, your hair may be a little bit different than hers. Maybe she has a little bit more curl to her hair. Maybe she just had her hairstylist style her hair. And let's be honest, everybody always says, my hair just never looks the same. When you do it and I go home, it never looks the same. Hit that like button if that's something you've said before to your hairstylist, because God knows I hear it often. What you need to remember is those hairstylists, they went to school. They've probably been doing hair a super long time. They do, roughly 8 to 10 heads of hair a day. So we get a lot of practice in. So of course, you're not going to be able to achieve exactly the same thing as the picture that you're showing your hairstylist that a hairstylist did on them. So don't get discouraged if you cannot achieve it at home. So hopefully these tips are kind of tips that can kind of help you before you go into the actual salon to get that haircut. So you've done your research, you find that perfect hairstyle that you want. Say it's a little side swoop bang, you know, framing around your face, tons of body and texture, and that's what it says on the Google search that you have, or that's what it says in the Pinterest search that you do. Try not to use those trendy descriptions when you're telling your hairstylist. Don't say, oh, I want it really choppy like this one, if you don't really know what choppy is. I have clients that come in and say, you know, I want a slide cut, but really they don't know what that is. Or I want it super texturized, but really they don't know what texturized really means. Try not to use those words, just explain it. So you know, for example, I'm a client, I sit down and I say, okay, see how this haircut, there's a lot of movement. When I look at it, I can see the layers in it, but it's still blended. That hairstylist will know you want texture in there, but maybe you want invisible layers. You may not know what invisible layers are, but your hairstylist will be able to look at that picture and see, okay, she likes the texture, she likes the movement, she likes kind of the weightlessness of the layers, but she doesn't want to see every single layer. Same with like side swoop bangs. Sometimes people are like, oh, I want bangs. And you're like, okay, perfect. Your hairstylist might be thinking you want straight across bangs because you say you want bangs. She starts cutting. Well, if you've ever had bad bangs before, which we all have, you're going, oh no, what did she just do? I really meant I want side swooping bangs where they're longer and they swoop over my eye. So you need to make sure you're being pretty specific when you're explaining things to your hairstylist. Another one that I've heard of, you know, hair trauma or bad haircuts is, I went in and I told my hairstylist, I want just a trim. Well, your hairstylist might think a trim to her is an inch, but you're going, wait, I just grew all this hair out and I'm thinking a trim is a quarter of an inch. So make sure you're very specific. Show them on your hair. When your hair is down, say, I want it right here, or I want this much cut off of it. That way, there's no confusion whatsoever. Another thing, again, hit the like button if you have done this before, and you say, just cut off the dead ends. And she goes, okay, combs y'all out and sees, in her mind, dead ends and split ends, and it goes up this much. But you are thinking, oh, I just want this much off. So make sure you're very specific. I cannot stress that enough. Don't use, you know, like I said, split ends, just a trim. Make sure you're actually being very descriptive with what you want. Show them. Show them exactly where you want it to lay on your front and the back. I cannot stress that enough because I always will have clients, new clients that come in and say, oh, I've always gotten really bad haircuts. Sorry if you've ever said this before, but every hairstylist I have ever gone to, I've never liked the way my hair has been cut. To me, what that says is the communication hasn't been good, probably on both parts. A really good hairstylist is going to ask all those questions. If someone comes into me and they say, I just want a trim, I'm gonna say, okay, so what is a trim to you? A quarter of an inch? A half of an inch? I'm still gonna show you on your hair or with my hand to show you how much that is to me, because let's be honest, sometimes a half an inch to me and a half inch to you is different. But I'm gonna show them exactly where it is, and your hairstylist should be able to guide you and ask those kind of more specific questions to help you get those really good haircuts. Today I talked about haircuts. I will be back to discuss color with you guys in some of my later videos. So stay tuned for that one. If you like this video, don't forget you gotta hit that subscribe button. That helps me know that you guys are liking all the videos that I'm putting out, helps build my Hair Lounge community. Share with your friends. If you're like, hey, there's this really cool hairstylist that has all these really cool tips and hair product reviews, send them to my channel. I love to build this community. Thanks for stopping by. See you later.